That was the purpose of Doge, which is crazy. But anyway, though, that's that story. And again, I'll put that link in the chat for people who want to read more about it. You're more than welcome to. It is a story from Politico. All right. And then let's get to the last story that I have on here, which is obviously a tragedy. You guys heard about what happened in Minnesota when the federal agent, the man killed in Minneapolis by the federal agent. This was the man right here. He was ICU employee, I believe. Yeah, Minnesota VA healthcare system, and he had assisted on scientific research. 37 years old. So I'm sure you guys have heard about this because they're still talking about this, and I wanted to bring this up, and I'm sure this probably will be a topic tonight. I don't even understand what happened, right? I didn't really read this on why he got shot or any of that. I just know bits and pieces that he supposedly had a weapon. I don't know if that's true or not, and that he supposedly had his hands up during this situation. And again, I don't know a whole lot about this story other than the fact that he was a U.S. citizen. He worked at a Minnesota hospital for ICU. I believe he worked at the VA as well. Yeah, I believe, yeah, the Minnesota Intensive Care Unit, which serves veterans. Right. So, yeah. So that's about all I really know about this. For those of you who've been keeping track of this story, if you wouldn't mind putting a little bit more information in here about it, so I can get back up to speed with it, because I honestly don't really know the whole story about what happened in this situation. But I will put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to go back and read more about it. Who else we got here? T Mix, what's going on? How you doing tonight? Okay, other than that, guys, those are all the stories that I have for you so far. I've already mentioned things that were probably going to take place this year when it comes to Social Security. Some of it has already happened, like tendinitis or tinnitus. I keep saying tendinitis. It's tinnitus. They're no longer going to recognize. And I want to answer some questions that I got in an older video where I talked about going to a CNP exam here. How did that work out? So I never really talked about that, but I had to do a CNP exam for TBI. So what happened in my situation is they flew someone out from New Orleans, and I met them in Sabaneta. Sabaneta is not that far from where I live. So I met them at an office that was sort of a clinic setup. It had nothing to do with any of those third parties that are here. This was completely separate, right? And this lady was from Louisiana that did my TBI DBQ. And for those of you who ever done a TBI CNP exam, you know they do they have this 10 questionnaire. They have you write stuff, and then they give you memory tests, and then they give you a bunch of other tests, right? And Erica was with me, of course. She's my caregiver. And it wasn't bad. It probably lasted 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm waiting to hear the results of that situation, because that claim goes all the way back to 2014. So it's 12 years old. It's been deferred for that long, going back to 2014. So we'll see what happens from there with that situation. Other than that, man, uh, thoughts and prayers to you guys out there who are suffering with this cold weather, this storm that has been coming through. I know that there are a lot of people being affected by, I don't know if it's just on the East Coast, or where it's happening right now, but I had a few people reach out to let me know that it was pretty bad out there across the country, the different storms and everything that were going on. And what I don't understand, and maybe y'all can help me understand, is this. Why are people who don't normally drive in the snow trying to drive in the snow? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Okay. If you're going to drive in the snow, at least have some experience of driving in the snow. Have the right tires to drive in the snow. If you need chains to drive in the snow. But there are people out there that I see and have seen trying to drive in the snow when that's not something that they normally do. So I'm pretty sure that did not turn out well for a lot of people. Shout out to my man Howard, who sent me some videos of some cars that are just totally out of control going down the road. But yeah, this is Texas. I mean, I guess it is widespread all across America, this cold front that came through. And where's Mr. Miles and Steele and Barry? I told you, southern states, baby, flyover country. All that's flyover country. Nope. What are they outside for? Oh, for food. They're trying to get all the emergency. Okay, okay. But yeah, shout out to all you guys out there who are dealing with this. Hopefully everything works out well. For those of you that knew it was coming, I know like some of y'all stay prepared for situations like this. Damn, 2 degrees? Nah, dog, I can't deal with that type of weather. Anyway, though, any questions you guys have at this time? Because I am not gonna be on long. I'm not gonna lie to you. If nobody comes on, trust me, I am not gonna be on here long. Okay, just being honest. But do you guys have any questions at this point? What's going on, OT? Saludos. How you doing tonight? Oh, that reminds me. I told you guys in the last time, right? I was looking at getting a Tesla. All right, that has changed. Okay, part of the thing that I do before I decide to buy anything is I do a ton of research and I make sure that what I'm getting ready to purchase makes sense. All right. One of the problems here that I recently found out, as a matter of fact, yesterday was the infrastructure for electric cars here is not very good. Most people who have electric cars here, they charge their cars at home. They don't use the public system here. There is a public system here for charging. As a matter of fact, there's three. One is EPM, which is the electric company, and you need their card. You need to have their account and use, their card, and the bill goes to your house bill. So that's how they use it with that. Then there's oh my God, what's it called? Something like Calalis, Calalis, something like that. I forgot the name of the second one, but it's free for now. It's free, but it's very slow. Like it's only like I think it's 20 watts. I know it's not 50 watts. I think it's 20 watts. It's super slow, right? And that one's free, and that one's in a few malls. And then you have one other one that is, oh my God, I can't think of the last one. But anyway, you have to have a specific app for that one in order for it to work. So Tesla has no superchargers here at all in any locations. So the only way that particular scenario I was talking about would work is I would either have to rent a house or buy a house, put in an electric power station, a power line, specifically 240 for the Tesla, to plug it in at home in order to use it, because they don't have the infrastructure here. So that's a lot to do just to get that car. So I'm not doing that until the infrastructure here gets better and they start building Tesla superchargers. I think that makes more sense than me just buying a home just to charge a car, or rent a home just to charge a car. That just, yeah, that's out. So it'll be a while once they get the infrastructure better, and by then hopefully they'll have the X here instead of just the Model Y. I would rather have the X than the Model Y anyway. But that's just to catch you guys up to speed with that situation. They don't have the infrastructure here. So that's why when you see electric cars on the road here, they're mostly charging them at home, period. All right. Other than that, do you guys have any other questions at this point? And again, those of you out there who are suffering from this storm, man, best of luck to you. Hopefully you prepare for this. You got your power station, you got your supplies already. Those of you who have backup generators like Mr. B, Mr. Miles, hopefully everything is squared away and you don't have an issue with that moving forward. But yeah, if you know something like that is coming, best to go ahead and try to prepare early and get yourself situated so you're not suffering Like there are a lot of people out there that were caught off guard by this who don't keep up with what's going on in the world, and they're suffering right now, trying to get food, trying to figure out lights, if they got candles or whatever the case may be. Never want to get caught off guard like that. Even for me here, I got a couple of little power stations here, power banks, battery operated lights. So if something were to go wrong here, I know I can make it at least a couple of days that'll get them a chance to get the power back on versus, having nothing and sitting in the dark the entire time. That's not going to be an option for me ever. So hopefully, you guys that are in the states that are going through this storm in the south and the northeast, got your situations together where that is not a problem for you. Okay. Now, other than that, guys, are there any other questions at this point? Because I know Mr. B and somebody else is going to jump on and say, hey, man, what happened? Where's the lie? Well, I've been on here yapping for a while now, and I don't see any of the guys coming in. I did put the link in the chat. There are no games tonight, but I do think there are a couple of matches tonight. I think it's boxing tonight, and I think it's MMA tonight. Now there is a concert here I was looking at going to, which was the Bad Bunny concert, but that's too dangerous for me, man. Going to the Estadio, yeah, that's no. Salute Markel, Mr. Johnson. How far back can I go to check my back pay from years back? Oh, you go back as far as you want. You mean how are you planning on going back? You plan on going back online through va.gov because e-benefits doesn't exist anymore. E-benefits used to be the easiest way to go back and check back pay, but you can go all the way back to the beginning. If you want, you can actually file for a FOIA request, which is your complete C file. You can have them send your entire record that shows your exact pay history. Or if you're in the States, you can go to a comp and pen office and request a printout of your entire pay scale, the entire pay from day one that they paid you all the way up to where you are now. And they'll give it to you. So you have many different options of how to get it. On va.gov with the new site, I'm not sure how you go back and pay to check it. I knew how to do it on eBenefits, but on va.gov, I'm not sure how. I would have to look that up to try to figure it out. But you do have many paths in order to do it. Your quickest way is just to go down to a comp and pen office if it's close by, give them your ID card and request, a copy of your pay from the day you got paid, moving all the way forward, or however far back you're trying to go. Okay. Now, if you can go to another way, you can also do it is on va.gov, which is go to VA disability pay. It has the history there. So that's another way you can start at whatever point and then move forward and then calculate. Like if you were getting 70% at one point and then you move, say you're getting 70% in 2012 and you're trying to see did they screw you over or they left something out at 2018. I mean, you can go from there all the way there on va.gov if you go to the VA disability pay chart because it has the dates underneath. You can do the same with SMC. If you're in the SMC category, they have the dates at the bottom. So you can click on each date to see what it paid at what point. If you have dependents, you don't have dependents, what was the cost of living adjustment and everything. All of that is right there for you. So that's a quicker way to do it. You can actually do that tonight. As a matter of fact, since I really don't have nothing going on right now, VA disability rate chart 2026. I'll show you how that works right now. Let me see. So right here are the pay charts. So say you went to 2023, for example, you can see what was paid in 2023 at 60%, 10%, 30%, and above, 70 to 100. So you can go here. Will it let you go past that point? They used to have all the dates down there at the bottom where you can actually go past that point. I'm not sure on this if you can. It just has these three. There used to be a way where you can see all of them. Maybe you can't do it on this one anymore. What do they have for this one? Yeah, they only go back to those three. Yeah, you're gonna have to either go to Cup and Pen and have them printed out, or request a copy of your C file. That way you get everything, not just the pay, but everything else. Yeah, they changed this around a lot. Would this allow you to get there? Nope. It still only shows you three. If someone knows how they do this on here now, because they used to give you all the dates. No, that doesn't move. I'm not sure how they do it on here now. I know they used to give you all the dates on the old way. The new way, they've changed it, so I have no idea anymore. All right, guys. Again, no one has clicked on yet. So, are there any other questions before I get up out of here tonight? And it's probably because of the storm, to be quite honest with you. A lot of people are probably affected by that storm because a lot of the guys are in that vicinity from Wally, Mr. B, Mr. Miles. The only ones that's probably not is me and Howard because Steele is going through a storm too where he is. So that might be the situation tonight, to be honest with you guys, is that people are probably going through that situation with that storm because a lot of those guys are in the South, except Barry, who was on here earlier. Him and Mr. B, I know they got that weather too in Washington. So that's probably going to be it for tonight, guys. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming on as always. I'll be back on Tuesday. I'm sure the guys will be back on Tuesday. Hopefully the weather won't be as bad then, but a lot of these guys are. But until then, though, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming on. I appreciate everybody watching. No one came on. But I appreciate everybody watching, guys. And I will see you guys the next time. I'm out of here. Peace and chicken grease.